Umpiring controversy in tennis. Explained. The tennis world faces one of the most controversial finishes to a match in Cincinnati, and this controversy has literally taken the sport by storm. Mind you, this particular match point is possibly the most controversial match point ever in the history of tennis. Can you believe that? But what really happened? What is this umpiring controversy that has gotten every tennis fan so intrigued? And why is there a full-on worldwide debate about this issue? Well, let's find out. So basically, a call from chair umpire Greg Allensworth that the final shot from Great Britain's Jack Draper was fair and not a double bounce, eventually sent Draper to the Cincinnati Masters quarter-finals and ended the tournament for Canada's Felix Auger-Aliassime. But this is not all. The call from Allensworth resulted in an outpouring from some of the biggest names in the sport. So Auger-Aliassime had initially begun to walk back to the deuce court because, like most others, he was also sure that there had been a double bounce. But not before hearing Allensworth's ruling, because as soon as he heard Allensworth's ruling, he marched towards the net to solve the matter, which also included requesting the tournament supervisor's involvement. Draper, obviously shocked by the ruling, had no idea what was going on, and it was pretty evident how perplexed he was. He said that he would even replay the point if the option was available. The video of the match, which has now gone viral, showed Auger-Aliassime telling Allensworth, "That's horrendous what you just did. Did you not see the ball bounce on the floor? You're going to get out now, and then it's going to be everywhere, and it's going to look ridiculous. I'm serious, it's going to look ridiculous." Well, it surely looked extremely ridiculous to the entire tennis world. But did Allensworth change his call? No, sir. Auger-Aliassime asked Allensworth one last time whether he had any doubt about his decision, shook Draper's hand, and hugged him at the net. And this was not the first time a blunder like this was made involving Allensworth this week. This happened to be the third high-profile incident involving him making a controversial call after Denis Shapovalov's default from the Washington Open, along with an electronic line call blunder that cost Taylor Fritz. Allensworth has made headlines twice before already for all the wrong reasons. The first one was the quarterfinals at the Mubadala City DC Open, where Allensworth was the chair umpire for a match between Ben Shelton and Denis Shapovalov. Shelton had won the first set 6-3, with the players being in the middle of a tie-break for the second set, when out of nowhere, Shapovalov was disqualified for dissent. So what happened was that after losing a point, Shapovalov threw his racket onto the ground and might have said something to the spectator, which resulted in Allensworth giving him a code violation and calling the supervisor to solve the issue. Now Shapovalov was adamant that the spectator had first abused him, and he told Allensworth that there was no need to involve the supervisor. But Allensworth had his way and disqualified Shapovalov anyway. Now, the second incident involving Allensworth was at the Cincinnati Open in the match between Taylor Fritz and Brandon Nakashima, where the umpire got into a war of words with Fritz over a late call. Right in the middle of the second set, Fritz had returned a serve that appeared to be more than a foot out, but then also, the call was not made by Allensworth. Fritz glared at the umpire for a good second before he continued the play, but the American umpire stopped the play then and there. It did not take long for Fritz to go up to him to plead his case, but Allensworth was once again not ready to budge, and the point was replayed. Unbelievable, right? So Fritz was hell-bent upon the fact that the umpire should have made a call with the help of electronic line calling, but the point was anyway replayed by Allensworth, and though he won the replayed point, Fritz lost the match in 3 sets, despite winning the second set. And of course, now the third time being Allensworth's antics in the match between Draper and Auger-Aliassime. Obviously, these controversial calls drove reactions from the tennis world, with Novak Djokovic also speaking out and saying that it was embarrassing that tennis does not use video replay technology everywhere to help avoid controversial incidents such as the double bounce drama. Not only Djokovic, but 2017 US Open champion Sloane Stephens asked on X, formerly known as Twitter, whether Allensworth would face consequences, while Greek star Stefanos Tsitsipas tweeted, "Oh my," on a post with a slow-motion replay of the incident. But others defended Allensworth as well, one of them being tennis media personality Blair Henley, who said that the umpire simply followed the letter of the law in previous incidents and that the double bounce situation was an incredibly difficult call. She tweeted, "We can be frustrated about the lack of VAR, but no need to come for an individual." Well, there is a lot of truth to that too, isn't it? So which side are you on?